And welcome back to another episode of The Credit Authority. Once again, I am your host, Rhonda Kulch, and we always want to start off by thanking our sponsors. Thank you so much to Equity First. If you are experiencing credit and or financial challenges, feel free to reach out to any one of their trained professionals. They are nationwide and bilingual and waiting by to take your call. They can be reached at 631-714-4822. And what would a day be on our show without speaking to the amazing Mike LiPetrie?
The amazing Mike LiPetrie.
I have been trying to get you on the show for so long. So thank you so much for joining us today. So we always try to bring in at least, I'll refer to industry-related professionals, right? So professionally, I'm a problem solver in the world of credit and finance. And you're like that guy that we just always see, and you're like everywhere I go lately.
I'm like Spider-Man, the amazing Spider-Man, amazing Mike LiPetrie.
The amazing
just all over
LiPetrie.
Long Island trying to do what's right for the people.
I love it. I love it. So for today's show, to keep it about the market, we're going to speak about what is life like now that the market has slowed down, because you are an attorney with O'Shea & Associate. And you do a lot of bank work and, I'll
buyers,
say sellers,
bank work, all the real estate closings, making sure that we're delivering the best outcome for our clients. I mean, that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is being responsive, communicative, and ultimately closing the deal. So today's day and age, when you see the financial market where it's uncertain, in reality, it's actually created equal levels for both buyers and sellers in the market. Because in the one sense, sellers, they don't have as many buyers as they were used to during the pandemic. But in the other sense, the buyers also now have leverage. Now, yes, in the interest rates going up, it makes it difficult, more affordable, but more costly, and less affordable for the homes. But nevertheless, those homes are still selling. Why? Because those people who want to buy, they will buy. Now, that inventory isn't increasing, so therefore it allows both the buyers and sellers to be at arm's length in their negotiations, which is great for us as the attorneys, because now we're able to negotiate legal terms that will be best for our clients ultimately.
Do you find that the clients right now, at least on, let's just say, the selling side, so you're representing a seller, there was a period of time when the market was crazy, sellers were feeling a little entitled?
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry. Did I say that out loud? So sellers were feeling a little entitled because, everybody wants my house and I have all these multiple offers, but it's a feel-good moment. Do you feel like now that there's been a correction in the market that they're still feeling that same way? Or are you noticing that there's a little bit more balance with the sellers right now?
Without a doubt, you're seeing that balance, because for example, we had it during the pandemic. We saw...
for those that are listening, you have to watch Mike's facial expressions right now, because
they're intense. It's the Italian in me, 100% Italian. What do you expect? Come on. Naturally. Now, much I say, by the way, O'Shea & Associates is bilingual, so let me just put that in there. But I am 100% Italian, so I have intense facial reactions. But what you're seeing is in the pandemic, we had, for example, a seller selling a home. A buyer bought it $100,000 over asking. $100,000 over asking price. What?
I have no words.
I have no words, but the buyer wanted to do that. So obviously we said, let's go. But on the flip side now, you don't see that same type of bartering system. The buyers are not saying, oh, I'm going to do $20,000 over asking, $30,000 over asking, $100,000 over asking. They're going to say, we want the price, or maybe even less, because it's going to cost us more to buy this home due to interest rates. So now you're seeing that balance and equilibrium between both buyers and sellers and the parties, which ultimately will allow more favorable results on both sides of the aisle, right? And ultimately, that's what it comes down to. When you have a compromise, both sides aren't happy, that's when you know you had a great compromise.
Do you feel that the real estate community is doing a good job educating the clients, the buyers and sellers, about where the market is at now? So by the time they get to you, it's a little easier.
Loaded question, Rhonda. Loaded question.
I know.
I don't think we're nearly doing a good enough job at educating the buyers and the sellers of what the market is. I don't know if that's due to a multitude of factors, whether it be fear-mongering generates an audience, larger followings, more people viewing, more clickbait where they talk for articles online where they want to talk about it. I think ultimately what we need is that type of information. So when we have clients come, we try to ease their woes. Ultimately, too, is even before they sell or buy, they come to us, O'Shea & Associates, and they say, what what's this looking like? Is there something reasonable? And we work in tandem with their realtors too. That's what's so great about having a realtor is the right realtor will instruct you what the market is and educate you on a one-on-one basis in an individualized sense. But anybody that wants to talk to us is simply just log on to our website, O'Shea & Associates, or they even email me at mike@o'shealawyer.com or my partner Joe at o'shealawyer.com. And ultimately can ask us those questions and say, hey, what do I do about this? What's going on? And we can provide you that personal one-on-one attention.
What kind of challenges are you seeing right now? And we don't want to talk about maybe the interest rates, but are you noticing that COs are now, a requirement again? I feel like people were waiving their appraisal requirements. They were waiving their inspection requirements, right? So where are you noticing on the legal side? Because again, it's all about balance. When the market was crazy and you had buyers and sellers that didn't care, you may have been their legal representation, but you've educated them, but you still probably allowed a certain level of play on either side. Where is the market like today?
I think I find that so fascinating is how that changed radically. I mean, the appraisal waivers, these were advices that we were giving to our clients saying, watch out, just to be aware of what you're getting into, because now once this home is yours, you're going to still have all these issues and these problems. So in an appraisal situation, we'll use that where it's a nice out for our client, right? Now that out doesn't exist anymore. So you're taking away more tools away from you to still do the same project. And ultimately, we're never going to advise us that as your counsel, because ultimately our responsibility is providing that representation that makes sure you're in the best situation possible. So if what ifs and maybes occur, you still have those outs. Now we're seeing those outs return where people are listening to us much, much greater because they don't have to worry about somebody that's going to outbid them. They know that they are at that arm's length deal negotiation, and therefore they're more willing to say, okay, take a chill pill, relax a little bit. Let's break it down. This is the situation here. You still have this ability to buy this home, but let's keep these options open for you. And ultimately, that's been much, much protective, much more protective for the clients, which is what we want ultimately in the end.
So right now in the market, we are seeing a growth of short sales. They're coming back.
Yeah, short sales.
I know. Sure. So how are you handling the short sale market?
The short sale market is an interesting one. It's a niche market, and that's one that with us we don't really get into because it requires careful attention, negotiation, scrutiny.
It's very
time.
It's very niche-y.
Yeah, it's something for us that ultimately we want to leave it to the experts on. For where we are experts at is your typical buy, your sell, those bank closings. That's where we are experts, and we are dominating that market in that industry. For the short sale side, we want to leave that to our experts, which we have our network. That's why it's so valuable to be the amazing Mike LiPetrie and be all over Long Island, because you develop those relationships to know that you can take care of clients that come your way. And if you can't deliver the excellent services that we hold ourselves to, we want to make sure we have somebody in our pocket that's going to be able to deliver excellent services on behalf of the client. With
the change in the market, are you finding that you're finding new talent, or do you think that the talent pool is leaving?
What do you mean new talent? I am the talent. Come on.
Let me rephrase that. New talent in that mortgage and real estate space.
Yes. Well, this is where...
I find like what I'm finding, at least on the show every week, all of a sudden there's somebody new. They went from point A to point B. They're pivoting.
Right. And I feel that that now post-pandemic, you're going to see the real players. Who's still out there? Yes, you have new people all day and night, but who's actually surviving? Who's enduring? Who's growing? Who's evolving? That's what I want to see. That's what's about for me is ultimately, yeah, you can come into the show, right? But if you're only there for one at-bat, no big deal. Let me see you for a full season. Let me see you for the next season. Let me see you for the season after that. Right? It's not about the one-time championship, right? It's not about the repeat. It's about the three-peat. That's what I'm about, and that's the mentality you got to have in this market.
I love it. We're staying focused.
Always.
And I love it. Once again, we are with my friend, the amazing Mike LiPetrie from O'Shea & Associate. If somebody wants to reach out once again to you or Joe to talk about a buy, a sell, maybe we have a new lender out there, they're looking for a new bank attorney, how do they touch base with you one more time?
Just email us, mike@o'shealawyer.com, joe@o'shealawyer.com. Those are both our emails. We got you directly. No problem.
You heard it here, folks, with the amazing Mike LiPetrie. Stay tuned for our next guest.
Thanks, Rhonda.